So why did Fennec want Omega and why is she so important? The easy answer to it is that they just took Omega and Fennec is just taking her back to Kamino. But what if Omega is more important than that? I've heard a lot of theories like how Omega could be the next phase of stormtroopers / clone troopers. And also Star Wars theory about how Omega could be a force healing clone. My problem with the first one is that they're already pointing to the Bad Batch or maybe even Crosshair being cloned and becoming the next phase. And they probably wouldn't have just had Omega laying around as an assistant when she's supposed to be the next phase of clones. It just doesn't add up and the Kaminoans just wouldn't be that dumb. My problem with theory is that we've already seen how hard it is to clone a force sensitive being and there's always something wrong with the clone. And Omega is completely normal. And like I said before, they wouldn't have just left an extremely special being just laying around as an assistant. And both of the theories don't even mention Omega just laying around as an assistant, so both of the theories in my opinion are just counted out. So who did send Fennec and why? The who is unquestionably the Kaminoans, but the real question is why? We already know that she wasn't that important to where she would play a big piece in the Empire. Otherwise, they wouldn't have just had her laying around as a personal assistant, unless they were trying to test her. So this theory is that she's a new clone, but she's just going to be a minor little clone that just helps the Kaminoans. Kind of like a personal clone for their own work. As we've seen before, cloning is a very complicated and precise job that also requires a lot of labor. And when dealing with such precise things, such as cloning, droids just aren't good enough, and sometimes, as we've seen in the past, droids can mess up a lot. So is it possible that the Kaminoans are trying to create a clone to do all the hard work for them, so that the Kaminoans can have more free time to focus on researching? Honestly, in my opinion, it's probably the most likely, statistically anyway. We know that Dave Filoni is making the Bad Batch, and we also know how sometimes Dave Filoni works a little different. When it comes to Dave, it's really tough to predict things. I've done most of the research I can, and as far as I've seen and looked into it, this is probably the most likely out of the other theories. However, there is another theory that makes a decent amount of sense. In fact, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's not as crazy or cool as some of the other ones, but it's pretty interesting. So I'm sure we all remember how Omega's aim when shooting Crosshair's gun was amazing, and also we see some potential tracking capabilities, as well as some hints of enhanced strength, which would all point to her having been cloned off of the Bad Batch. But the thing about it is that she doesn't resemble them in any way. Also, she has a different voice and gender, which can easily be explained. They cloned her after a girl too. They basically just mashed everyone's DNA, which also could introduce a new character. And that was today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and also for anyone who's still here, I just wanted to say I'm starting a new channel. I'm going to do story times and Call of Duty videos. The channel is already created, but it's kind of an old channel that I used to have a while ago, and I kind of want to revive it because it was really fun. I just didn't know as much as I do now about the algorithm, and my channel just wouldn't grow at all, and I got 0 views on all my videos, so there's really no point, so I stopped, and I thought I'll kind of give it a little try and see how it turns out, because I really did have a lot of fun with that channel, and I'll probably link it on my Instagram as well in probably an upcoming video. And with all that being said, I really hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, may the Force be with you all.